Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another Fantom price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you the latest developments that have been happening here on the Fantom chart. And before I start the video, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also check out the channel membership. And allow me to start the video here on the 1 hour chart by first giving you a recap of what has been happening and also give you the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, where you can see that Fantom, after making its low at around the $0.16 mark, we started a very nice bounce to the upside in a move that has been obeying the Elliot structures, where we have that move to the upside making its peak at around the $0.26 mark as a higher Elliot wave count one to the upside. And after seeing the high for that first wave, we saw this ABC corrective structure having the wave C fully maximizing the formation of that second wave and making it low at around the $0.19 mark. And after making that low, whatever we expect next is a bounce to the upside in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, then continue pushing even higher in the formation of this wave 5 to complete an even higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And I believe here on the Fantom chart we're in the formation of this wave 3 to the upside, and there are chances that we might have seen the high for this wave 3 because using a trend-based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, that gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $0.3492 mark, which is a target area that we fully maximized and made a high at around the $0.3588 mark. And after seeing the high for that wave 3, whatever we expect next is a retracement to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4, and this has been my primary scenario. But you can see that here on trading view, you can see that Fantom is up by 1.82%, meaning we are still gearing up, and there are chances that we can make one more high over here in what we can term as the high for that higher Elliot wave count 3. But assuming that the high for this wave 3 is in, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4 using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the second wave to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, which lies between the $0.27 mark and the $0.2552 mark, and that is that target area that is right here in red, which is the minimum that I'm expecting this wave 4 to the lower side to do. And once we see the wave 4, then we can expect another impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of this wave 5 to complete an even larger Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And because a wave 4 to the lower side is a corrective wave, I'm also expecting to see an ABC corrective structure play out, having the wave C fully maximizing the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 4 to the lower side. And for now, we can say that we have seen the low for that wave A and also the high for that wave B, and whatever we are seeing at the moment could be the start of this wave C to the lower side. And using the trend-based Fibonacci's, assuming that the highs and the lows for this ABC corrective structure are in, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave C by connecting the trend-based Fibonacci from the high of that wave A to the low of that wave A down there, then drag the fibs to the high of that wave B, and that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 1.618, which lies at around the $0.27 mark, which is within this red target area that I have sketched out over here using the Fibonacci's. And if that wave C plays out, then I'm expecting it to see its low within the this red target area over here. And here on the charts, we also have a chart pattern that is in formation that could give us some possible scenarios that we can expect. And assuming that this ABC corrective structure is what is playing out, then I'm expecting a breakout out of this channel to the lower side. And for that to happen, we need to lose the 20-day MA, which we are trading above, meaning it's now acting as support. And in case we lose it, there are chances of continuing pushing even lower, get back to the lower side of the channel. And once we see a breakout out of the channel to the lower side, then I'll be expecting to see a retest. And once the retest is in, then we can continue pushing even lower and also lose other key areas of support to fully maximize our target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4. But we also need to have in mind that given that we are trading above the 20-day MA, which is now acting as support, there are chances of seeing a breakout out of the channel to the upper side. And in case the breakout is to the upper side of the channel, I will also be expecting to see a retest of the upper side of the channel before we continue pushing even higher. And if that move plays out, then there are chances of making a high that is above the high that we made at around the $0.3584 mark, and in case that happens, then I'll be terming the new high as the high for this wave 3 to the upside. Then from there we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4 before we expect a wave 5 to the upside. So that is what I'm expecting here on the short-term scenarios, and my primary scenario is that we're in the formation of this wave 4, and we are going to see this ABC corrective structure fully maximizing the formation of that wave 4. And if I also take a look at the indicators before I jump into the daily chart to give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, here on the RSI you can see we are trading at around the 51 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side and also to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, but we are yet to see an increase in the selling momentum, so let's be patient and see how that plays out. And jumping to the daily chart to give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, here on the daily chart you can first see that we had this falling wedge here on the daily chart, which is a chart pattern that gave us a breakout to the upper side. And here on the daily chart we have also managed to break above a key area of resistance at around the $0.367 mark, and we are trading above that key area of resistance, and that is very nice because it's acting as support here on the daily chart. And if I zoom out so that I can give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out basing it on the Elliot structures, you can see I have this Elliot structure right here in red, where you can see that Fantom, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside, making it to an all-time high at around the $3.5 mark in what I'm terming as a higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we saw this ABC corrective structure giving us lower prices and giving us a low at around the $0.16 mark in what I'm terming as a higher Elliott wave count 2. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 2, whatever we expect next is an impulsive wave to the upside in the formation of this wave 3, and this is what I'm expecting on the long-term scenarios. And using a trend-based Fibonacci, I have sketched out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 at the Fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $5.7395 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting Fantom to do in the formation of that wave 3. And in the formation of that wave 3, which is an impulsive wave, I'm also expecting to see a 5-wave structure in formation, having the wave 5 fully maximizing the formation of that wave 3 to the upside. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.